Okay, we're shooting out of Chicago here, Middle America, but we're not sure that's the exact city. This is one of the adopted charts, and the date given on the birth certificate is 1/3/1978. I'm right before high noon. That way we can work back 12 hours and forward 12 hours to check out the moon. But, dear friend, I've had people who are adopted or coming out of the woodworks here over the last few videos I've posted, and it's left me very suspicious that have they changed you guys' birth dates, and this is not really when you were born, because I only have less than 200 subs, and the percentage of you that are orphaned, adopted, abandoned, not sure about your lineage or your birth dates or what even what day or time you were born, it's very suspicious. And you did not show up. You showed up on my channel for a reason. I needed to see this, and it leads me to believe that I'm going to do your charts, but at the same time I'm very suspicious. Have they changed your birth dates? Because every one of you are actually connected to earth signs, and we're going to find out very shortly as we go through these. The patterns will emerge. Chicago, 1978, January the 3rd, right before noon. And as you can see, the sun is in Sagittarius, so that would make you a Sagittarius, and you have Venus over the head coming right out of the Milky Way galaxy. We saw this yesterday. Mercury in Ophiuchus, which there is no information on Fucus, so we have to depend on the information given to us by Scorpio, which again, repetitively, was an eagle. But you can clearly see if you were born during the day, then the sun came up with Venus following and then Mercury. Okay, if you were born at night, this chart's going to look a little different. Because it's the difference between a sun baby, what I call a sun baby, or a day baby, or a night baby. Because sometimes the moon will be during the day. But I just want to scroll around and see what I can see here. I'm not seeing anything. Jupiter over Ophiuchus, that's very telling. Jupiter is over the sun pillar. This particular thing, constellation, you will find in every Freemason temple on the planet, because of these three stars, and the left one is the sun pillar and the right one is the moon pillar. They were represented by the twin towers, and those two pillars came down and they put one up in its place, which is a whole nother story when the two become one. But Jupiter, who is considered Jove, the god Jupiter, is very telling over the sun pillar. That's going to empower Jupiter, definitely. But at the same time, Orion is considered part of the Taurus constellation. It falls in the lower house of Taurus, not the lower house of Gemini. So again, connection to an earth sign with Gemini here. So what I want to do is pull the closest star, which is telling me Orion. And I know Orion's connected to Tau. So we're going to leave that one be because it is Orion. And I'm going to say that your Jupiter is not in Gemini, even though it's damn close. But it's still in Taurus because of Orion. Because Orion's attached to this upper house of Taurus. Otherwise, your Jupiter would be considered in Gemini. But I'm going to call it Orion because it's over that sun pillar, and I've seen this too many times of how important that is. When you look at it in a Freemason temple, you'll see the sun sitting here. And of course, Saturn was once our sun, and Jupiter was once a sun. And now Sol out there is our sun. Goes by many names. Mars in Cancer, which was the sign of the donkeys back in the day, and they were two, the northern donkey in this star and the southern donkey in this star. But this is your action. Ooh, you got Saturn in the sun's house of Leo there with Regulus. So if you were born at night, This is opposite your Sagittarius. Your Mars is opposite your Sagittarius. So you would have had, let's pull this out a little bit. You would have had Jupiter, Mars, and Saturn in the heavens. And those are the three malefic, really malefic planets. They say Jupiter's benevolent, but all these planets have polar opposite sides to them. They have masculine sides and feminine sides. They have their good days and their bad days. So if you were born at night, this was what was over your head. And this is what you will be dealing with, these three malefic planets, which is not shocking for somebody that was adopted, orphaned, or abandoned at birth for whatever reason. I mean, it's written right there. So I would actually jump the gun and say you were a night baby. At the same time, your Sun in Sagittarius and your Venus in there with it, you're a great humanitarian. You love fully with your heart. I mean, Venus in Sagittarius being that great humanitarian fire sign. You ever see you have a heart on fire, you have your sun on fire, your crown chakra on fire. So let's poke on around and see if we can see where the moon is. But those three right there would tell me you were born at night, and that, yes, you were adopted. Now here we go with moon in Virgo. There's the other one. There's that earth sign I knew you would be. And Uranus over here in the tip of Libra. Oh, this gets crazier by the minute. Let's look at Pluto here. And go ahead and lock that one down because I already have a feeling. This is getting to be way more than coincidental. Yep, there you go. Let me pull the moon back up and zone in on it. So that's another sign that tells me you're a moon baby. And you have a crescent moon. You have a waxing crescent moon that's hosting the Virgo star here. What's this one's name? Not going to give me a name. How about you? Nope. They're going to hide it all in the numbers. Yep, you got a crescent moon in Virgo with Pluto there. So you're another moon and Pluto in a mutable earth sign. A crescent moon hosting Pluto in a mutable earth sign. I am totally not shocked at all after the charts I've been doing. These are running in patterns. So I'm going to go ahead and, just by looking at your chart, you were born at night. That's pretty, I couldn't say what time, but that's pretty obvious. Your personality should tell you that as well. You've had a rough life. You've been given no breaks. The only thing that you've ultimately got going for you is your sun in this sign right here, Jupiter over that moon pillar to balance out that Mars and Saturn, Venus in the head of the humanitarian sign with the laurel there. That's royalty right there, if you understand that. Let's look up Neptune, because we did not see Neptune. Now we're shooting out of Chicago here, which is not going. So you got Neptune and Mercury in Ophiuchus, the ether sign, that unseen thing. And your Neptune, which is the god Neptune, he carries a trident, and his house is Pisces. He rules water. And of course, if you bring this down and call it Scorpio, Scorpio is a water sign. So Neptune, considered the god of gods, the father of Saturn, the father of Uranus, who is the father of Saturn, who is the father of Jupiter, who is the father of the sun. Do you see the way this goes here? It works from the outer solar system to the inner. but your communication and your Neptune are both right here. So that's another thing about Neptune, Mercury, Venus, and the Sun are going to balance out. On the other side, you got Pluto, Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter. And the only thing you got standing for you is Venus. That's really your heart, your love, your femininity, your humanitarian. It's in your head. It's on fire. It's coming out of the Vesica Pisces of the heavens, the birth canal of the heavens itself, the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And we saw this yesterday. We saw it in the center. Today we're seeing it mounted in the head of your sun sign. So I would say that they gave you your correct birthday. You were born at night. And I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, you were born in the United States. The only thing the difference would make moving from West Coast to East Coast would be the moon. But being as the moon is sitting over here in Virgo with Pluto in a mutable earth sign, your Jupiter's in a fixed earth sign, that, yeah, it's all telltale, it's all there. It's all there. And you probably thought you were a Capricorn, because they tell us that Capricorn begins on December the 19th, 20th, something like that, and it does not. As you can clearly see, your sun's way over here in Sagittarius, not over here in the mouth of the goat. Which could actually be to your benefit, because those cardinal earth signs are catching real hell right now. And will continue to until Pluto moves completely through Capricorn. And that lineup don't even come till 2020 with Saturn and Jupiter for them. Sorry about that interruption. It's a little hectic around here today. I'm trying to get as many of these done as I can. Do go do your homework. I will leave in my liked list and in my recommended video list, I've posted links to Jeffrey Wolf Green's work on evolutionary journey of the soul, which has to do with Pluto, and especially Pluto in Virgo, and that's going to help you out a lot. Please go watch that. Everybody needs to watch Jeffrey Wolf Green's work. It's immaculate, even though he used the old charts and the dates are not correct. We can still look at Stellarium and get the correct dates, but his information is spot on. And I'm still going to have to do more homework on this Ophiuchus thing here. Of course, they're writing this script, and I don't know what they have in it yet. I do know about this sign, and I know about it in its oldest form, but to have Mercury and Neptune here, now I've not seen that. So that needs homework done on it. But at this point, the only information you're going to get is Neptune and Mercury, both in Scorpio. So that's how you would look that up. And then, of course, your Saturn in Leo, your Mars in Cancer, and you can look at Jupiter either in Orion, Cancer, or Taurus. You know, you might have to look at that 3 ways. But definitely your moon in Virgo, your Pluto in Virgo, that puts you in the game changer generation. And I'll get to that. I'm going to explain to you what that means to me. And it has a lot to do with 2020 coming up, these earth signs, this earth magic that's being done. And the earth is transforming, and we're going to go with it. Everything's going to change. Everything is changing now, but 2020 seals the deal when Jupiter and Saturn meet with Pluto in Capricorn. Sweetie, you've been with me a long time. You know, you've been through all of my channels with me. I know I've talked with you many times. I care a lot about you, and I had no idea all this was going on in your life, and how many adopted children and orphans I actually have on my channel. Statistically, that's astronomical. The percentage is just too uncanny for that to be true.